Now let's talk about another important quantity as far as statics of rigid bodies is concerned, and that is moment of force. Okay, now the formula of moment of force is basically this one. So we need only two elements for us to have the value of the moment. So that the first is definitely the magnitude of the force, and then the other one is the distance, which is also known as the moment arm, or also referred to as the lever arm. So the reason why this is called moment arm or lever arm, we will encounter later. Pero before we proceed no in discussing the the orientation or the effect of moment. Okay, or the effect inflicted by the moment of force to an object. So let us try to discuss first the important elements that you need to know for you to be able to understand the principles of moment. So the first is definitely kailangan mo ng line of action. You need force definitely kasi that's one of the element that we need to compute it. But aside from that, we need to also include its line of action. Now again, when we say line of action, it is the path no that the force is passing through. The line or the path that the force is passing through. So basically yung broken line na yan yung nagre-represent ng line of action ng force. And then we have also need to consider point of rotation. When we say point of rotation or moment center, this is the point at which the moment is concentrated or dyan iikot yung force natin. Dyan iikot yung force. And the next, kailangan natin ng moment arm. Now, when the reason why this is called, the distance is called moment arm or lever arm, kasi it must be perpendicular with the line of action of the force. Perpendicular dapat siya. So, the primary context kasi of the distance must be the shortest distance between the force and then the point of rotation. So, yung tanging distance lang na perpendicular doon sa line of action niya, yung makakapagsabi na ito yung shortest distance. Okay, so that is why it is called moment arm or lever arm. And then the unit of moment of force must be Newton meter under SI or pounds feet under English. Okay? Now, if we want to use point O as the moment center, so ganito yung mangyayari. Yung F iikot about point O. So, iikot siya. So, magkakaroon siya ng rotation pag ganyan yung rotation niya. Okay, magkakaroon siya ng rotation. Yan yung i-generate niyang rotation about point O. So from this orientation, from the orientation in which the force is not yet generating the moment about point O to the point no or to the situation in which the forces is already the force involved already generated the moment about point O. So it is already converted to moment. So remember, we just use the formula. So we just get the product of the magnitude of force F and then the moment arm. So we finally have the magnitude of the moment. Now kung napansin nyo, meron yung superscript, meron yung subscript. Okay, yung superscript dyan, it is the force involved. Okay, that's the force that generated the moment. So in our case, it is force F. And the next is the moment center. Okay, which the subscript represents the moment center. So since point O is the point at which we assign the moment center, so that's our point of rotation. Okay. So again, superscript represents the force that generated the moment, and then the subscript O is representing the moment center. Now, another important thing that you need to note about moment of force is the rotation and then their respective sign conventions. Kasi para siyang force ng previous topic natin na mayroong respective sign kapag horizontal at saka kapag vertical. So 'di ba kapag horizontal, kapag ang direction rightward positive, kapag ang direction naman niya ay leftward negative. Kapag vertical force naman, kapag ang direction ay upward, that is positive, kapag downward naman negative. So ganun din dito. Ang tanong, so the $1,000,000 question is how to identify if a certain orientation of rotation is positive or negative. So dalawa lang naman yung pwedeng maging rotation niya, clockwise or counterclockwise. Okay, so clockwise, the orientation of the rotation, we can classify the orientation of the rotation of moment as clockwise kapag yung rotation niya kamukha ng kung paano umikot yung relo. Okay, yung hand of the clock, yung rotation ng hand of the clock. Okay, that's a clockwise rotation. Kapag clockwise naman, so definitely opposite to the rotation of the clock, counterclockwise yan. So meaning to say, yung meron tayo dito is a clockwise rotation. So paano mo ma-identify yung rotation ng moment? Kung paano umikot yung force. So kung halimbawa dito sa current figure natin, meron tayong force F. Tapos yung point of rotation natin yung point O. So ang i-analyze mo kung paano umikot yung force doon sa point na inassign mong moment center. Okay, so in this case, yung rotation, pag ganito. Okay, so that is a clockwise moment. No, because its rotation is resemblant to how the clock rotates. Okay, so let us try to apply that to our problem number 6. So the magnitude of forces P, F, and T are 3,210 Newton to 420 Newton and 1,500 Newton respectively. If force P passes through point O, F at point B, and T at point C, determine the total moment at point O. Determine also the rotation of the required moment. Okay, so we have this figure. We have three forces. We have two vertical, P is upward, T is downward, and then one horizontal, which is acting leftward. That is F. That is force F. Okay, so the first requirement is that we are asked to compute the total moment about point O. Okay, and then the second requirement is to identify the orientation of the rotation. So ano ba siya? Counterclockwise or clockwise? So what we need to do is to just get the moment generated by each force about point O. So since we have 3, so we will be having this. Okay, so ganun din, vector summation siya, vector summation of the moment about the desired point of rotation. So the reason why it is called vector summation, kasi nga moment is also a vector quantity. So we have to also consider its direction aside from determining its magnitude. So it is consisted of 3 terms. So remember, superscript is the force that generated the moment. Subscript is the point of rotation. So yung first term natin, it is the moment generated by force F about point O. Second term natin is the moment generated by force P about point O. And then the third term is the moment generated by force T about point O. So isa-isahin na muna natin. Unahin natin yung first term. Okay, so ang i-display lang natin definitely dito yung force na involved, yung force na nag-generate ng moment, which is force F. And then let's try to use the concept that we discussed from the previous slide. Let's use this in computing the moment generated by the involved force. Okay, so since force times distance yan, definitely yung force, yung magnitude ng F, that is again equivalent to 2,420. Pero ano yung moment arm? So take note, yung moment arm dapat yung shortest distance or yung distance na perpendicular doon sa line of action ng force hanggang doon sa point of rotation. So dito, what we need to do is to refer to the grid lines. Again, yung interval. So kung napansin nyo, yung shortest distance dyan, yung 1. Kasi yung vertical distance na yan, which is also equal to 1, is the shortest distance now from the line of action of F to point O. Okay, so what is going to be the rotation? Okay, the rotation definitely is counterclockwise. Now, para hindi kayo mahirapan sa pag-analyze ng rotation, what I advise is to use principle of transmissibility. Okay, again, principle of transmissibility, two elements that we will definitely use is the line of action. So if this is the line of action of force F, this is the line of action. So ang gagawin natin, lipat lang natin yung force F. Okay, lipat natin doon sa tapat ng point O. Okay, yung magnitude niyan hindi nagbabago. Tapos, para mas madali nating ma-analyze yung rotation niya, which is counterclockwise. Okay, so magiging ganito siya. Counterclockwise. So dahil counterclockwise, definitely, yung moment generated by force F about point O is negative. So the magnitude of the force is 2 for 20 and then the moment arm is 1. So that is equivalent to negative 2 for 20 Newton. Since the distance has no unit, so it is customary to still include the unit, and if it is not specified, so the general unit is unit length, no, for length. Okay, now next is the force generated by force P. So focus tayo dyan. Okay, tanong, ano yung shortest distance? Okay, yung horizontal distance from point A to point O. So that we have two intervals, no? If we will be referring to the horizontal distance from point O to point A to point O. And then the rotation is clockwise. So again, use principle of transmissibility. Ito yung line of action niya. Lipat mo dito yung force. Tapos analyze the rotation. So clockwise. Tama ba? It is a clockwise rotation. Okay? So magiging ganito. Okay, again, use the formula since clockwise positive. Substitute the magnitude of P given yan, yung distance 2 ulit. So this is the value of the moment generated by force P about point O. Lastly is the moment generated by force T about point O. So i-isolate na muna natin yan nang siya lang ang nag-a-act. So what do you think is the moment arm? So the horizontal distance from point O to point O. So that is also equivalent to 2 intervals. Okay, and then what is the rotation? So use principle of transmissibility ulit. Transfer mo yung actual force dito, tapos analyze the rotation. Okay, clockwise pa rin siya. Okay, so clockwise rotation meaning to say positive. So therefore, by using the formula, T times moment arm is 1,500, distance is 2. So that is equivalent to 3,000 Newton unit length. Okay, so therefore, balik na tayo sa pagkuha ng total moment. Just substitute, nakuha na kasi natin yung tatlo. So this is negative, this is positive, this is positive. So the resulting value is 7,000 unit length. So this is a positive sign, so meaning to say the rotation of the total moment is clockwise. Okay?